Hello, everyone. Welcome into some very fun and much needed reading sprints tonight. I say tonight as if the sun isn't shining through my window right now because the sun doesn't set until so late now. But anyway, how's everyone doing? And what are you going to be up to tonight, today, whatever time it is for you? What are you going to be up to? What are you reading, working on, whatever? Let these be reading, productivity, or whatever else kind of sprints you need. I am most likely going to be reading for most of the time. I may do some editing in there as well. But mostly I think I'm going to be reading, but I'm starting a new book. So the starting a new book always feels, I don't want to say intimidating, but it's definitely a different vibe than if I was currently in the middle of one. But let me know. We are also here for the Amazing Readathon, which is for the entire month of June. And if you haven't already, I see some people in the comments already. But if you haven't, let me know what team you are on and yeah, how everything's been going for you. We've got some Geronimo representation. I'll be reading The Leftover Woman by Jean Kwok for leg 6. Perfect. Love this. Are you enjoying it? Or have you started it? Are you starting it or are you already in the middle? Be reading The Only One Left for leg 7. I love this book. I hope you love it. Hello, hello, Team Geronimo. Vanessa's here. We have an Alonzi represented. Love this. Hello, I'll be reading Warrior Princess Assassin. I love this book. I was thinking about this book earlier today because I think Bridget Kemmerer had posted something about it on Instagram, as she should, and it just reminded me of how much I love this book. I hope you love it. Oh, I think about it sometimes. I read this in January, and I still think about it regularly. This, it's so good. On Team Pandorica, nice. So we've got 3 teams so far. Geronimo, currently reading Every Summer After. Very nice. What am I reading? That's a great question. I had to pivot because of the prompt for this leg. So I think what I'm going to start, over the last couple weeks, I've been reading some backlist books that I have on NetGalley that I need to turn around. So the one that fits the prompt is Enemies to Lovers by Laura Jane Williams. It's a romance. It's a rom-com that I'm not sure if it takes place at a wedding. It's set in Greece, and I believe it is. The description makes it sound like Enemies to Lovers. I mean, the title is Enemies to Lovers. I don't know how much enemies you can have in a contemporary romance, but it sounds like it's going to be forced proximity, which is one of my very favorite tropes. So I'm very looking forward to it, although it doesn't have the best reviews. However, I think that's the one. It's very short, so I think I'm going to be reading that one. I have the ebook, and I also had the audio from Libby, so I think that's what I'm going for. Team Pandorica, hello, hello. Trying to finish leg 6, out the Alice Network by Kate Quinn. Very nice. For once, I am actually still caught up on the legs. I'm working on the current one, and that has never happened before. I think every year in Amazing, I always somehow manage to get behind. And this time, by this point, I am shocked that I am still up to date. I do have a couple books that I can submit, but I'm not for sightseeing because I already finished them, but they're not for the leg. So I have to read one for leg 7. Team Pandorica, alternating between The Stars Are Dying and Laundry. Very nice. I did some laundry earlier today, so I feel this. It's so good. Oh, it's literally so good. I was feral for that book. Oh, I just got approved for Captive Trader King and I'm ready. I am so excited for you for this. I'm a little salty because I have seen a lot of people. There's like one little strip of sunlight that's like coming through the window. Anyway, it's like right over my face. I keep seeing people get approved for it, and like I'm so happy for everyone, and I'm a little jealous because I requested this quite literally, like it had to have been within an hour or two of it going up on NetGalley, because I happened to be on there doing reviews when it went up. So I was like, I had to have been in the first collection of people to request this, and I still haven't been. Like, I haven't been denied. So I have that going for me. I haven't been denied for it, but people keep getting their approvals and it's not me, and I'm so sad because I would drop everything to read the sequel. Like I am very jealous of everyone who has it and very excited to hear what people think. If I have to wait until the release, so be it. But else I'll be sad. There's still time. I know. I keep seeing, like, I feel like there's been several waves of people getting approved. So, like, I'm not giving up hope. But yeah, every time I see a wave of people getting it, I'm like, I check my email and it's still there. But again, as long as I'm not fully denied for it, I'm gonna keep hoping. It'll be fine. Everything's fine. And like, I'm gonna go to a release event for it anyway. So it is what it is. Hello, welcome. I have less than 100 pages left in my book, hoping to finish soon. Hopefully you can finish it tonight, maybe. But yes, hopefully very soon. What are you reading? Did you see the sprayed edges? Yes. Yes, I did. I also have the Fairy Loot, right? I think the Fairy Loot version of Warrior Princess Assassin. So I'm waiting for them to announce that they're doing the sequel, because I don't think they have yet. I don't think I missed that. I don't think I pre-ordered it from Fairy Loot. Like, I don't think they had that yet. But I will be getting the matching one. And also the traditional first edition, because I have it. It's literally so pretty. And it matches the inside of the book, because the book itself is just so fantastic. Bridget will be at a book event near Lexi. Exactly. I'm like, I have no concerns for where we are. I have no concern that I will miss an opportunity to see her and get them. I mean, I could buy the book anywhere, but theoretically, I would love to get it from one of the events. And I will be going. I mean, I've literally seen her how many times already this year? Like 3, 4? Why not throw in a couple more? Especially for this new book that I am utterly obsessed with. It's a book I will have multiple copies of and will not be giving in my physical ARC. I'm so jealous that you have the physical ARC, but also you so deserve it, because you're the reason that I ended up reading it for BookTuber Favorites. But yeah, no, I keep saying about how, like, I really want to start cutting down how many duplicates I have of things. But like this book, give me all the copies. Like, I will take them all. I will not complain about having multiple copies of this book. I literally loved this book. Like, yeah, I already owned it, but seeing that it was in your list, I was like, now's the time. Now's the time to read it. I just started putting duplicates on display with the duplicates behind it. I also have kind of started doing that. A couple of mine have been stacked up now. I have my special editions on the tops of my bookshelves for a lot of them. But the top has now been filled. So I have now started stacking them in, like, behind each other for the ones that are repeats. And we'll rotate the front display. This is smart. This is smart. I unfortunately think I need to do an unhaul soon, because my shelves are getting pretty full and I have to keep reorganizing to fit things in, which is like not great, but it's fine. Everything's fine. I'm reading You Shouldn't Have Come Here by Jennifer Rose. Ooh, I hope you like this. I had a really fun time with this. I haven't read a ton of hers. Actually, is this the only one I've read? No, I think I read 2 of hers. But this is the first one I read from her, and I really liked it. I'm currently organizing my shelves, and I think I will have a 150 plus book unhaul coming. This light is really like getting in my way. I feel like I need to, I don't know how to turn. It's because I have the shade down, but it's not quite down to the like the very bottom. So now there's just like this strip of sunlight that I keep getting. Anyway, this is an incredible unhaul. Like, how do you do it? How do you, I have such trouble unhauling because I don't want to give up any of my babies. I don't want to part with them because there's so many books. Like when I buy the books, it's because I want to read them. And so if I haven't read them yet, it's like, well, I don't want to unhaul this because I still want to read it at some point, but I'm such a mood reader that I can't then also be like, I need to read this right now. Because like I'm not in the mood right now. So there's so many books that I need to pull off my shelves because I've had them for a long time but haven't read them. But the back of my brain is like, but you still want to. Like you still want to read them. Yeah, I just don't know what to do. But this is so impressive. A 50 book haul. Yeah, I think I started doing quarterly hauls and I've controlled my book buying. There's like mostly, it's pretty much just my like subscription, special edition subscriptions. But somehow my shelf is getting full again and I don't know how or why. And I don't know where they're all gonna go. So I do think I am overdue for an unhaul. And it's gonna be painful. Ooh, yes, please. Unhauls are. So I did unhaul a book last week. I was away, and my sister came to check on the cats, and I had pulled a special edition down that I knew she really liked the book. She liked the book a lot more than I did, and so I left it with a note, and I was like, "If you want this, please take it. Bye. Thank you for watching my cats. Here, have this book." So like it's such a vibe to be able to get rid of things and like shove them onto other people. But yeah, I will absolutely. Publishers sending stuff or winning things at book cons, also valid. It is hard too with like the ones that you get from publishers because I'm like, what do you do with them? How do you get physical ARCs? I don't have social media or YouTube channel, but if possible, I'd love physical ARCs. I have NetGalley, but I don't read ebooks as much as physical books. From my experience, the physical ARCs, there are some places that you can join. Like there's a lot of publishers, like their Instagrams will give information about like, there are some publishers that have like Instagram chats that will advertise when they have physical ARC giveaways potentially. You can email to request if there's like specific books that you're looking for, or an author that you really like that you know their book is coming out and you want to request that, like emailing directly to publishers or just like following publisher social media pages, and author social media pages too, because a lot of times they will also advertise if they have opportunities. Yes. Yeah, and there's a couple, like a lot of like influencer programs are going to be more like social media based, but there are some too that have like broadcast channels on Instagram where they will advertise that they have like giveaways and stuff. Because I do get it. Like sometimes like physical versus digital definitely is a challenge. NetGalley also helps too because like it gets your like account in front of publishers and then they could potentially like email you with opportunities, but that hasn't happened as much for me. My space problem maybe because of duplicates. You might be spot on with this. Yeah. Like, there are definitely some books that I probably could unhaul, but in general, the problem is that I have a lot of books where I have 2 copies of them, and I don't it's not that I have, like, 3 to 4 copies of books, but I have, like, 2 copies, like, the standard edition and, like, Fairy Loot or whatever, and it's not that bad until you get, like, several books like that, and then you suddenly go from 4 books to 8 books accidentally. So this is definitely a big contributing factor. This is true. I messaged a local author to see if I could get a copy for a new book coming out. That's amazing. Honestly, I feel like there are a couple of local authors that if I didn't get them, I would be willing to do this. I feel so awkward reaching out individually and asking, but I feel like there are a few that I have interacted with enough that I would be willing to reach out and like even Bridget Kemmer, I'm like, if I don't get it for some reason, I would just ask her. Like I'd be like, excuse me, hi, I met you 4 times this year because I am unwell. And I really want to read this book. But yeah, there's definitely ways to go about it. Okay, I think I am gonna read Enemies to Lovers. I've been like going back and forth on what book I'm gonna read, but I do think I'm gonna stick with my Enemies to Lovers one because even though it's romance, which is so weird for me, a romance book being Enemies to Lovers, but it has Greek buildings. It's like Santorini style buildings on the cover. So we're gonna go with that one because I need to read for this leg. I have 2 books that I'm sitting on that are not for this leg, and I didn't want to use a power up for it. So we're gonna jump into reading. I need to pull up my timer. We're gonna do a 45-minute sprint to start. May adjust that a little bit later, but we're gonna start with 45 minutes. We'll bring this up. Alrighty, and I will see you guys in a bit. I sat up and was blinded by the sun coming in through my blinds. So I'm gonna just like lean really close now to avoid the sun. I'm glowing, but also blind. How did everybody's sprint go? I wasn't blind during my sprint. Maybe if I just sink down into my chair like this, then it's better. This is much better, more comfortable. Anyway, I read 22% of my book. It's a book. I'm reading Enemies to Lovers by Laura Jane Williams. I'm not loving it, but I'm also determined to give it a fair shot. But I do see myself potentially DNFing this in the future. I think the main character is kind of insufferable. It is a forced proximity. They have to share a room on a family vacation. Or he is like the bonus family member, basically. But they hate each other. She hates him for some reason. I don't even know what's happening. But also the main character is just like very immature and is calling him names that I'm like, I haven't called people names like this since I was a child. So it's just like a weird vibe. I'm not vibing, but I do owe it a good chance as I have to write a review for Neck Alley. This book came out like 2 years ago. I'm just really, really, really behind. I don't even know. I just have a feeling I'm not going to care about any of the people, like the main characters. The side characters seem okay for now, but who knows? Please tell me how you guys did reading because, ugh. Brazil won the game. Woo! Now I can read and be here. Welcome in. I am glad that Brazil won. For you, specifically. Hello, Bree, our fearless leader. Hope you are doing great. 48% of the Tiger in the Sack by Amy Award. Nice. 48 is great. Got to 53% in Every Summer After. Incredible. Hello, hello. Got to 95% in the Alice Network. You're so close. You are so close. Wow, 22%. How long was the sprint? It was a 45-minute sprint, but this book is it's not very long. I have the page count somewhere. Oh, okay. Of course I didn't put the page count for this one. It's only like a 9.5-hour audio. So it's like I don't know the actual page count. But I would guess it's probably close to like, I guess I can look it up real quick. There it is. It is 320 pages. So very not long. And I listen at a fast audio speed. So we're zooming through. Thankfully. I have a feeling that like I'm going to read this book tonight and then be done with it. I don't know. We'll see. It could turn around. It doesn't have great reviews. I didn't read any of the reviews for this book because I wanted to go in and make my own opinion. I just saw that like the average rating, and the average rating is not great. But I'm trying not to let that influence my own thoughts. I think that there's parts of the book that the writing tried to be so relatable that it makes it sound almost like poor writing. Like I don't know. Like some of the language they're using is just very immature or adolescent. I don't know. I'm making soft-boiled eggs for dinner. Hopefully it's soft-boiled. Hopefully it's soft-boiled. I feel like, yeah, getting the boil, like getting the right level of cooked for an egg is so hard, but I hope that it goes well for you. Reading A Court of Mist and Fury, and yes, this is my first time reading the series, and I'm loving it. Yay! This is exciting. To be fair, this was my least favorite, but I am in the minority. Most people, this is their favorite book of the series. I don't know. This one was a miss for me quite a bit. I didn't know what was happening half the time. That was the problem. But I'm excited for you reading it for the first time, and I hope you continue loving it. For me, like I said, most people love this book, and it's like potentially their favorite. But for me, it did get better after this. Like it could, like, I didn't like it that much, but it got so much better. How many arcs do I have on NetGalley? 41. Yeah, which like is not an outrageous number, but a lot of those are old. Like a lot. 13, 14, 15, 16. I have like maybe 17, 18 of them that are not out yet. The rest of them are old. And that's because when I was first starting reading on NetGalley, I did not track them very well. I now have a very thorough tracking system, spreadsheet, calendar, everything, that I track them all to make sure I'm reading them on time. And I didn't do that at first, and it really hurt me. So that's why I'm trying to read my backlist. But the problem is I'm trying to keep up with the current ones so much that then I have to, like, it's a hard balance. But it's fine. I will get there. The other problem is I used to read thrillers a lot more, and I have a lot of thriller arcs in my backlist that I'm not in a thriller mood right now, and so I am like really struggling. Like I'm not reading them, and I need to, but I don't know. I'm just not into thrillers right now, and I know I'll get back to it, but there's a lot. Hello, welcome. Only about 50 pages left in the thriller I'm reading. Incredible. What thriller are you reading? 50 pages is so great. This is random, but I was organizing my bookshelves. I found the stickers from Escape that I lost. I love this. I always find things that I forgot about when I am going back through my shelves. I also, when I reorganized my room, like the actual bookcases themselves, the way I have it, like there's a hole in the back corner because I have the shelves that I don't know how to, that like go like this in the corner. But that means that like in the back, there's a hole that goes behind them. And I dropped some things back there at one time. And let's just say I dropped something back there once and I got it out. And I wish I had filmed myself getting the thing out of the like hole behind my bookshelves because it was really comedic. I didn't have anything to reach, so I was like putting tape. I was like balling up a piece of tape and sticking it on the end of a really long phone cord and then dropping it down the back corner of my bookcase so that the tape would attach to the thing on the ground that I had dropped, because it was like a paper, or it was I don't know, it was something that the tape could attach to, and I pulled it up that way. Now I have a pillow blocking it so nothing can fall there, but when I had moved my bookcases, I found so much stuff that had fallen onto the back to the back of my bookcase. It was really bad. So like I find stuff all the time. Been listening to Role Model and just started physically reading between Rides and Thunder. Very, Very nice. Listening to role model. I need to do this at some point. But I also love switching between like different things. I like almost always have more than one book at a time. It just so happens that I finished all of my current reads before this book, and now I wish I was reading something else so that I didn't have to keep reading this. Was this about Mist and Fury? Because I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Look. I know. I know. I know I'm in the minority of that opinion. That it was my least favorite, but in my defense, I didn't know what was happening half the time. Obviously I don't want to say anything that's like spoilery because people are reading them right now, but there were like conversations that were had that I was reading it and being like, who are these people that they're talking about? And am I supposed to already know who they are? Because I don't. It just like happened a lot where I was reading things and like thinking like I feel like I'm supposed to already know this, but I didn't. Like I couldn't remember. And I was reading these all back to back too. It wasn't like I took a lot of time in between them. I read the series all through like pretty much back to back. But like that book just confused the heck out of me. I just didn't know what was happening at any given time. I think I still gave it 3 stars because like overall I enjoyed like the progression of the story. I just was so confused. The memory of reading it though is like I think my memory of reading the book is better than my experience of reading it the first time. You Don't Want to Know by Lisa Jackson. It's long but crazy good. Also one of her older books, The Twists Are Insane. Oh, I love a good twist. Long thrillers are tough sometimes, but this is good to know that it's a good one. And like having a good twist always helps. Tides between Tides and Thunder. Gotcha. That's funny. Headache made me not spell check. Honestly, I'm constantly typing things wrong all the time, so no worries here. Headache or no headache, I blame a lot of texting on like I know the Apple keyboard has like recently been acting up for like everybody universally, so nobody can text properly, and I'm constantly sending messages that are like nonsensical because I'm typing what's right, but the phone is like I don't know, freaking out. So I get you. I forgive you because it's you, but look. I don't have anything else to say. I gave book 1 4 stars, book 2 3 stars, and the literal rest of them were all 5 stars. So I don't know. I don't know about Mist and Fury. I don't know why my experience was so different than literally everybody else. I agree. I thought the length was going to be killer, but I've flown through it. This is good. I love when that happens, that feeling of like a book being long or a book that like, even if you don't think it's going to be that long, but when you end up moving through it really quickly, just naturally, like I love that. It's the best feeling. I feel like that happens a lot when I read Darcy Coates. Anything by Darcy Coates, like her horror and stuff, I feel like I always read it faster than I anticipate because like her writing is so natural. Everything is so smooth. Like I love her. And yeah, like her books always make me feel that way. They're like it just you fly through them. Even when they're like 400 pages, it's like done in an instant. I had such a funny time reading Avatar because someone told me there was a love interest twist, and I kept thinking it was Lucian, and then everything happened, and I went, "Oh, I was wrong." This is fair. I'm trying to remember if I knew the twist before I read, because I feel like at this point they've been out long enough that like sometimes you just like know what's gonna about that twist before, like, even if you haven't read it. And I'm trying to remember, because I think that was it just last year that I read those? No, I think it was 2 years ago that I read them. And I'm trying to remember if I knew beforehand about the twist. I think I did. I think I knew beforehand, so I wasn't like surprised, you know. Um, but yeah, it's definitely Frost and Starlight was 5 stars, but Mist and Fury 3. Look, yeah, I think so. I think I gave it 5. It may be 4. Why do I look very red? Why did the lighting in here just make me look very red? Um, I'm pretty sure I gave it 5 stars. Look, I'm here for a good time, and I was vibing. I'm also really easy to please, I think, sometimes. I realize so much that Mist and Fury is like like, I don't want to say universal favorite, but it is a popular favorite, and Frost and Starlight is everybody's least favorite. Like, people hate it, but I don't know. It was just a vibe, and it was so short. Like, it took no to even if you don't like Frost and Starlight, it's so short that it's fine. I was just in it for a good time. Oh, my unpopular opinions about ACOTAR. It has been 2 years, I think. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think it's been 2 years since I read. So when the new ones come out, I'm gonna be so confused. I'm not gonna remember anything. I'm gonna need a refresher. I don't really want to have to reread all of them, but I might have to do something. Sadly, that was way too runny of an egg. No. Ugh. It's so hard. It is so hard to get the perfect egg. Ugh. This is sad. I DNF'd Mist and Fury. I'm on book 3 of Throne of Glass and enjoying it way more. This is good. I actually DNF'd Throne of Glass. Well, I read the entirety of Throne of Glass, the first book, like the actual book, Throne of Glass, and then I DNF'd the series after it because I just didn't care. But I also, people keep telling me I need to read the rest, and I don't know. I don't know what to do. I want to, but I cared so little after finishing the first book that it's a challenge to want to jump back into a series. And this was also, I think I read Throne of Glass, I think 2 years ago. I think I read it shortly after finishing the ACOTAR series. And I like the Throne of Glass series is so long. It's so many books that I was like, I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead, and then I'll be done. I'm good. But sometimes I think about it, and I'm like, what if I went back and tried to read them again? Because I literally only read book 1. I don't know. My least favorite is Silver Flames. I'm more shocked about that being rated higher than Akamath, but you know, what would happen to Yellow if everyone loved Blue? True. True. I loved Silver Flames. I'm just vibing. Do I remember a lot about? Do I remember the plot? No, I really don't remember much, which is why it's going to be a challenge to move on to the next one eventually. But it's fine. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the reasoning behind all the ratings of like why people. Because clearly I did. I'm different than everyone, but it's all good. Throne of Glass is too daunting for me to read. No, literally, like, it's so many books. What is it, like eight, nine books? Like, that's a lot. And they get progressively longer, as a lot of series like that do. Mm-mm, no. I just, ugh. I do want to read Crescent City though. At some point, that is on my list to read. Well, those books themselves, each one is like a brick, but one day I'll get there. Throne of Glass, I just can't. I don't think. I thought I'd love it more than I am, but I'm finishing it. This is fair. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people say you should read Throne of Glass, but I feel like nobody ever like gushes about it. I don't know. I probably will not go back and read it. I won't. I probably will not, but it's fine. I love long series. I finished Wheel of Time last year. That is a really long one. I can appreciate a long series. I feel like a long series is better if I'm involved in it early. I don't like having to read a long series from start to like if I have to read like all 8 books or something or more at a time, because if I break it up, like I want to be able to read it all at once, but if I break it up, then I forget in between. So it's just like my own brain mentality of like how I need to read them. And if I have to read the whole series at once, then I'm overwhelmed with how long it is. But if I am reading them like when they come out, or even like, you know, shortly after the series has started, like within the first few books, then I'd be fine. But like trying to read an entire like Zodiac Academy too, yeah, like that's a long series. And I'm like, maybe not. I've never read it, and I like think about it, but it's so long, and each book is long, and I'm like, that's just so much. I did start Zodiac Academy when I needed a Z book. Listen to the graphic audio for Crescent City. I will do this. I do not usually listen to graphic audio because I listen at like 3 times speed usually. But at the same time, I love a graphic audio. Like I love the production of it. Like it's so fun. So I might try this. Throne of Glass is more epic fantasy, ACOTAR's romantasy, and Crescent City is somewhere in between. This is good to know. And this might explain why Throne of Glass didn't hit as hard. But at the same time, the thing I didn't like about Throne of Glass was the people and the character, like the relationships and the characters and everything like that. So even the little bit of like romance that there was, I was like, get me out of here. I do know that there's a lot of things that change within that series. I know that, but I still can't do it. Zodiac Academy reads very fast. I've also heard that, like, I don't think I've ever heard a person who didn't like Zodiac Academy when they read it. So, like, I should do it. I'm sure I would like it, but it is also very intimidating with how long it is. Again, it's just the fact that it's so much upfront that I'm looking at a long series and I'm like, wow, that's a lot. Come join me. Read along. Wait, read along. Read along for what? Did I miss? What are you reading? Zodiac Academy? This is tempting. I might have to do that. I have wanted to read them. But you know what? I can't possibly buy them. I cannot. I do not have room on my shelves for Zodiac Academy. I can't do that. So like I'm gonna need people to if I do read them, I need people to be like, remember what you said. That you didn't want to buy them. Even if I love them, I feel like I can't buy them because I will not have room. There's no place for them here. So I'm staying now. I'd have to claim that it was like the best read of the year or something in order to validate me buying them at any point. I'm saying it out loud now to hold myself accountable in the future when I read them, and then try to convince myself to buy them. But I'm saying now I don't need that. Like, I don't need to do that. And they do not belong. Like, there's no room. Where would they go? The floor. Like, that's it. I support Zodiac more than doing Throne of Glass. Perfect. But I skipped the spinoffs. Fair enough. Also, reading Throne of Glass and M at the tandem read, bored to tears. No. Oh my gosh. Okay, I will. I might just have to jump in on a little read along then. But I'm so sad that you're bored. That's the worst. On to book 5 for Zodiac. Wait, how many are there? There's like 10, right? Or more? How many are I've seen people when they like it's like a stack. It's like a mountain of books. Like, there's so many of them. KU, exactly. I will be doing this. This is the way. I just have to say it out loud so that I don't buy them. I already complained about not having room on my shelves, so I need to stick to that. I gotta catch up myself, so I'll probably be holding summer school. Wait, this is great. Okay, this is perfect. I will need to get a timeline of like what I need to be reading now that I have this on my brain. Am I gonna read Crescent City before Akatar? Probably. This was in my head that I needed to do. But you know what? Those books are so long. And isn't 6 coming out like this fall? Like, I'm running out of time. I did have this thought. Like, I know I should, but I haven't actually. I don't know. I also don't have them. I would have to get those from somewhere. I don't know if they're in KU. I feel like they're probably not. But maybe they are. I don't know. But anyway. For the whole series of spin-offs and novellas, it's 22 books. Oh, that's way more than I thought. Oh, that's so many books. Okay. Well, not reading the side series for Zodiac, though. That's fair. The main series is like 9. That's more doable. Thinking about it as a 9-book series, and then once I like it enough, then I'll be like, oh, plus there's spin-offs and novellas and stuff, because then it feels like I'm in it and I'm invested. But for now, the 9 is enough. That's still a lot. I was complaining about Throne of Glass being long, and it has like 8 or 9. So, ooh, officially 10, but novellas and spin-off series. That's so many. It's fine. It's fine. This is why I suggest graphic audio. I found it on Hoopla. Ooh, good to know. Good to know. I am going to have to be careful with my Hoopla credits because I don't know how many I have left. And I have plans for God. This is going to be nuts. I am now adding Zodiac Academy and Crescent City into my near future. I can say goodbye to all of my other plans. Think about the Chunky Book Challenge. No, it's true. It's true. This is great for my challenge. It is great. You're correct. Oh, I need to check in on that. I think I'm halfway done with it. But, yeah, that is a positive. So I can survive without the spinoffs. I feel like, yeah, like once I read them, maybe I will be so in love that I will want to read the spinoffs and like it won't matter. But thinking about the spinoffs before I've even started the series is a lot. Recommend starting with the like a prequel. Okay. 0.5 novella. That's fair. But like those books are so long, what, the novella is probably still like 300 pages. The novella is probably the size of an average book. It's fine. I will be looking into this now. And I'll get back to you. I love all this information though. Okay. I do want to jump before we keep going. I want to jump into the next sprint. Because I want to keep reading this book so that I can figure out if I'm going to DNF it or not. So let's bring up the timer and we're going to do another sprint. I'll see you guys in 45. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. How did your sprint go? What were you up to? What's your progress? I am 39% into Enemies to Lovers, and I feel no different than I did the first update. It didn't get any worse. I think it got a little bit better, maybe a little bit better. I'm not DNFing it yet, but I don't know. I could see this being just like a meh kind of book. But hey, we're vibing. It's set in Greece, and I love Greece, and therefore I am trying to give it my best. But also my eyes are drying out. I need to get my glasses in the next sprint. So everything's a little bit blurry right now. But let me know what you guys all got up to. I forgot during that sprint I was going to look up Zodiac Academy and try to find it, get access, but I forgot. Hello, Brittany, joining after movie night. What movie? Love a good movie night. Hello, currently 8 chapters into Diabound. I'm really enjoying it. How's everyone tonight? I'm doing well. I hope you're loving Diabound. I know you said you're really enjoying it, so I hope you continue loving it, because I love that book. It was so good. So fun. So I hope you continue loving it. And I'm reading Enemies to Lovers by Laura Jean Williams, which is a rom-com. Hello. Welcome. Been editing so productive sprints. Love this. I also should be doing this. I should be editing, but I'm not yet. I want to get halfway in my book before I break for editing. Which I think one more sprint I'll definitely get halfway. Managed to finish the thriller. Love this. So now on to continuing the arc of Destination Funeral. Lovely. Finish my book. Yay. And I'm done reading for today. So valid. Love to see people getting done with their books. I did finish a book this morning. I woke up and read before my work started, because I was about to finish a Darcy Coates book. Actually, I was talking about Darcy Coates earlier, and I was finishing one of her books. Welcome. Got here late, but about 20% into Lost Lambs. Very fun. Are you liking this so far? I also realized that this book, so I'm reading the book I'm reading it for leg 7, which is building on the cover. But there's only one prompt left after that. One main prompt, one leg left of the Amazing Readathon. The Amazing Readathon. And that prompt is mental health. And this book is both of them. And I'm so sad that, I feel like not a lot of my books have been more than one prompt. And I'm sad that this book is both, because I wish I could count it for both. But it's fine. It's fine. I'll find another one for the other prompt. But yeah, it was literally the second chapter maybe, and they started talking about mental health, and I was like, I see this is going to be a prominent theme in this one. This would have been perfect. But it's fine, because it has the building. And unfortunately, I did submit a building on the cover book earlier this month that I probably should have thought ahead on for this. But it's fine. So far, so good. It's funny and dark. Funny and dark is always a treat. Honestly, that is like the best way to go. Like, that's the best way to combine things. You have a nice balance. This happened to me with Yesteryear, and I finished at midnight. Ugh. Yeah. I was just, my sister just told me a couple days ago. She told me several times in the same conversation that I need to read this book. So this book is now on my radar at some point, probably. I've tried to read ahead for the legs, but then I submit for sightseeing. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I don't usually get sightseeing reads in. Like, I don't usually have time to get sightseeing in. So I also did this a couple times where I submitted a book for sightseeing, and I'm like, maybe I should have saved that. But it's fine. I'll just find another book. Everything's fine. It might be easier to find another building book, actually, and save this one for mental health. Got to chapter 12 in Direbound and can't put it down. I have it I have it split up in between 100 pages a day, but might read day 2 pages tonight. I mean, I couldn't blame you if you did. I also like binge read this book very quickly, which was because I wanted to buy it, or I was buying a special edition of it, and my book buying ban, I had to read the book first. So I read it really, really fast so that I could have it done before the sale of the special edition. So it was a race against the clock for me. But also, I loved it so much that binging it was easy because I wanted to keep going. It's so good. I also love that I read this like last fall, but I convinced my husband to read it this year. And so while he was reading it, then I got to relive it because he was telling me about it while he was reading it. And it was great. Because I forgot a lot. So then him rereading it helped me to remember some of the stuff that was happening. I'm reading for a readathon, but I thought I'd be scared by the size, but nope, flying through it. I love this. They can so easily be intimidating when they're so long, but that feeling when they just hit and you're like taken off, I love it. I love that feeling. I feel like that happened to me with Ballad of Falling Dragons because I reread When the Moon Hatched. It was my first book of June this year, which I had read it 2 years ago when it came out. Well, a little bit after it came out, but I read it about 2 years ago. So I reread it so that I could read book 2. And I liked book 1 even more the second time around, but book 2, I mean, it's long, so like it took me a little bit to get through just because of that, but also like once it, like there was a point where like once it hit, I was just gone. Like I was living in it. It was so good. So I love that feeling. I know exactly what you mean. I also have book 2 checked off in my library, so series binge, yes, I approve. I approve of a series binge. Especially like there's only 2 of them. So why not? Why not just jump in? Especially if you have book 2 already. I approve of this plan. I also did like the second one a lot. I prefer the first one, but I still like the second one a lot. I feel like that happens a lot though with series, is that it's easy to be more attached to like the original book. Except for apparently Ballad of Falling Dragons, because I did like book 2 more than book 1 by a little bit. So I guess I broke the mold on that one. I feel like in the back of my brain, I'm trying to now calculate what my next book is going to be when I finish this one. Because this one's going really fast. The one I'm reading now, like, I'm already 39%. I'm going to finish this. Probably not tonight. Maybe tonight. Probably not tonight. Probably tomorrow. But then I need to come up with my next one. And I have no idea. I have no plans. Nothing. I still need to read Ballad of Falling Dragons. I own When the Moon Hatched, but haven't read it yet. I'm going to be curious what my page count for June will be. Well, let me say, they're actually both, I think, exactly the same length. I'm pretty sure, like, on Goodreads, like, I'm pretty sure it literally says that they're exactly the same, like, they have the same page count, books 1 and 2. Which is, like, it's 540 something, 550 something. It's like 550 pages for each one. But that on top of Direbound and Furybound, that's a pretty good page count. That is pretty good. But yeah, they're very long. I feel like when I read When the Moon Hatched the first time, it felt I was reading the indie paperback, which was it was 700 pages when it was bound. So I was reading a 700-page book, and it felt like a 700-page book. But rereading it this year, I have the hardcover, and I felt like it read so much faster, but also because it was only 500 pages in the hardcover. So it felt more doable. I am flying. But that's also because it's real quick. It's like a very simple book. Yeah. I don't have to think much with this one, which is good because I don't really want to be thinking too much about it. It's called Enemies to Lovers. I still don't know. I can't tell if the enemies are like, I don't know. I can't tell how this is going to end because the first page, like literally the first page, the first mini chapter, like almost like a prologue, is a flashback to him writing a, like, what I think is supposed to be like a breakup letter, but not really breakup. It was just like a, we're not going to work out, but they weren't actually together. And now, like, the present timeline, like 6 months later or 7 months or whatever, and she's like mad at him for that letter, but he acts like he doesn't know what she's talking, like why she's upset at him. And I'm like, I don't understand if this is going to be like a miscommunication, misunderstanding, and this like letter. I'm like a kind of confused, and because I already don't care about the characters that much, like finding out what, like, why they hate each other, like there's animosity and they're considered enemies, but I don't know, I wouldn't consider them enemies. I think she's just being over dramatic and she's being mean. She's like mean to this man, and I'm like, whoa, what the heck? She's like accosting him on the sidewalk. Like, what is your problem? And I just feel like the main plot is revolving around this letter that he wrote to her that is it's like that's the cause of all this drama, and I'm not sure how that's going to come back around. And like, I don't know, it's just I don't know. But I'm also just like curious I'm curious enough and nosy enough that I want to know what the heck is going on and why they're acting like this. So it's an easy read. It's a quick read because I'm also like, what? Why are you doing this? I want to play my next read, but need to see if I can finish my 3 current reads. You do need to finish your 3 current reads first. You absolutely do. You have a lot going on. You have a lot going on right now. Diary Man has a 570 page count without the extra stuff I have in the paperback. That is a long one, for sure. That is, I don't think I realized just how long that one was too. And I do remember the extra bonus chapter. I like the bonus chapter in that one. Okay. I also have 3 current reads: Diary Bound, Hero Revelry, and Doe. And York it came out yesterday. Nice. I am gonna be starting my, not specifically Heated Rivalry, but I'm gonna be starting my Game Changer series experience next week. I'm reading Game Changer. I'm starting Game Changer on Monday, and I'm very excited. It's overdue, long overdue. I've been meaning to read these books for so long, and it's finally time. And I'm going to go in order. I'm going to read them. I'm going to read them in order. But I'm starting with Game Changer next week. I'm so excited. Okay. I'm going to bring up the trusty timer again. We're going to do another sprint. I don't know if this is going to be the last one or not. I am getting a little sleepy, but we're going to do a sprint and see where it goes after that. I'll see you in 45. Hello, hello, hello. How did everybody do that time? What'd you get up to? How was your reading? Let me know. I am 60% into my book. I did not take Andrea's advice to DNF yet. I could Google. I could look up the ending. I could do it. Here's the thing. I don't hate this book. It's not bad yet. So I'm 60% through. Here's the thing. If I was reading this any slower, I probably would want to DNF. But it's going so fast that I'm like, I can do this. I can push through it. And it's like, it's not bad. It's just, it's very average. I don't know if the other shoe is going to drop. I don't know if something is going to happen that's going to make me angry and like make me hate it. But like so far, I'm just like, I'm not attached to anything, but it's fine. Hello, Nat. Chinese sounds so good. Now I want Chinese food. I'm reading Enemies to Lovers by Laura Jean Williams. Yeah. I've said my piece. I don't know. I'm going to keep going. Like I'm so far into it at this point. Like I literally started it tonight. And I'm 60%. So like I'm going to finish it pretty quickly. It's like a weird dynamic. But I don't hate it. I just don't have a lot of strong feelings either way. And I think that's the problem. But it's not enough to DNF it yet. Ooh, $10? Oh, that's such a good deal. I did not know this. But that's exciting. I need to start collecting them. I skipped book 4 because someone recommended it. I have heard that there are a few that aren't as good. I will most likely read all of them because I don't know. I don't want to skip them, but I also have heard this, so I will make that decision once I haven't even started the series, so I will make this decision later once I actually get there. I put them on my rainbow shelves of the color of the spines. Oh, I love a good rainbow shelf. I could never do a rainbow shelf because I need everything to be, I mean, my shelves have very little organization as it is, so I probably could get away with a rainbow shelf and it wouldn't be that bad. My special editions, I do have my special editions rainbow shelved by the sprayed edges on the top of my bookcase. It's not a perfect system because the sprayed edges are like a lot of times like they're designs, so there's several colors involved, but I do have those relatively rainbowed on the top. But like otherwise, I don't know if I could do full rainbow shelves of anything because I need things to be more together. Finished a crossword puzzle and got to chapter 15. Was going to start that chapter, but it's 40 minutes long. No. Why are long chapters a thing? Because I hate stopping, not at the end of a chapter, but long chapters make it so hard to feel like read because you feel like you have to read the whole thing and there's no time to stop. Like I don't know. I love a short chapter. I've had a couple books recently that have been very short chapters and it's been great. I feel like I read through it quicker. I know nothing about it. Yep. Same. I don't know anybody that has read this book. Like it was an arc that I had from like 2 years ago that I never read. And I'm finally getting to it. So yeah. I think that's why people don't know about this book, because it's just like it's a book. It's not bad yet. I don't know, it could be bad. I'm probably going to hate whatever third act nonsense is about to happen. But to be fair, like she hates him the whole time. So like what more conflict could they possibly have than the fact that she literally looks at him like he's the spawn of Satan for like the entirety of the first half of the book. It's fine. Everything's fine. I also just feel like I said this at the beginning, but like calling a romance, like a contemporary romance, enemies to lovers feels so weird, because I'm like, they're not trying to kill each other. Like, so I feel like they can't be enemies. Like, I feel like they're just like, there's animosity, but that's not enemies in my opinion. She calls them enemies at one point. So like at least there's that she does consider them to be enemies for whatever reason. But I don't know. It is what it is. It is what it is, and we move on. I did also get to the scene. The cover of the book is like she's like pushing him into a pool, and I did read that scene, which was fun. Managed another 40 pages into Destination Funeral, just far enough into it that things have gotten very strange. Oh, I love strange. That's fun. Love a good weird book. Or like just weird things happening. Hello, joined in the middle of the last sprint, got to page 336 of Air of Fire. Nice. Making some good progress. I have rainbow shelf in my background. I was going to do just my signed copies collection, but then decided to do the whole room. I love this. And I'm jealous. I'm jealous that you can do this, because like it's hard to like reorganizing books that much. No. But also I would have issues when it's a series that has to be broken up. And I know different people do it in different ways with series and rainbow stuff, but I feel like I wouldn't know where anything was. I would I don't know. I have thought about doing this for my books, and I always convince myself, rightfully so, I believe, that I'm like, I think I would not like this after a couple days, and then I'd want to undo it. I had to stop when the time went off and working on a second word search right now. Yeah. That's just such a long chapter. But I love a good word search as well. Backlist arc. Look at you. I have been actually doing really well with my backlist. I've read two. I've read 2 backlists in the past like week and a half, which, you know, my ratio has been on the rise. Not very quickly, because I keep requesting more. But it's fine. It's fine. More like I'm not even requesting them anymore. Like a lot of them, it's widgets that I'm like, I'm not going to take this because I have too many. But then I do a review and my ratio goes up, and then I'm like, well, see, I've done one, so I can go take that widget. It's a really bad system, but I appreciate the support. Look, I love it. I love it. Obviously, I love it, or else I wouldn't keep doing it. Plot twist, he murdered her father. That might be possible if her father was not a character in the book. His parents are dead, so she could have killed his parents. No, they died in an accident. But yeah, the parents are very much alive, and so are her siblings. a whole family vacation, and he's like the adopted son, but he's brother's best friend. Like that's the trope, is brother's best friend. 60% and they still aren't lovers? No. She's, well, not anymore. She was with another guy doing like a vacation. She's her vacation self right now, and she was trying to like live it up with this masseuse, and literally she's been with this guy for like at least 20% of the book with another guy. And then main character guy is the enemy guy is jealous. But I'm like this the reason that they hate each other, I'm still like not really clear on. So, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. But that's the funny thing is like I feel like at this point I should hate this because of how little I'm but like there's just, I don't know. It's still fun to read it because like I feel like I'm waiting for myself to hate it. You know what I mean? Like I don't hate it yet. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. And I feel like I have the potential to. And if I do like hating a book. Like I love being able to get to a point where like you're just so done. You're like, this is, I kind of like, if that's gonna happen, I'd love to have that. So I feel like something might like frustrate me in this last portion, and I'm like, I welcome it because then at least I can write about that. Like I can review that. It's so hard to review a book where you're just like, it was all right. It was all right. I just like, meh. I'd rather have something like strong that I can be like, this thing didn't work. But yeah, I can't, it's surprisingly enough, I read a romance a couple weeks ago where they weren't together. There was literally no romance until 88%. This is a contemporary romance, and there was no, which was also kind of like marketed as enemies to lovers, but they were rival sports. But they were marketed. Oh my god, no. They didn't get together until 88%. And I was like, excuse me, this is far too long. This is a crime against romance books. Like what? Like there was like a little bit of tension. Most of that book was like banter and completely unnecessary animosity between the two. One-sided animosity. But yeah, it took until 88% for them to like kiss. Or like have feelings. Like I don't know, it's weird. A bunch of estranged friends, town for funeral, and then end up in a time loop. Ooh. That sounds really good. I'm kind of vibing with this. That sounds really fun. My issue with NetGalley is I keep requesting more arcs, but don't love reading them on my Kindle. I like to physically read them or get audio. I have been in such an immersion read mode for the past like very long time, honestly. But it does make arc reading harder when I have to read it with just my eyeballs, because even like on my Kindle, just my eyeballs, I struggle just a little bit. I do really prefer when I can get an audio, which also, like, reading the backlist then is a little bit easier because typically there is an audiobook out, so I can immersion read a lot easier, which has been nice to be able to do that. But no, I do get this. I do get this very much. She could have caused the accident. She could. I don't know what caused the accident. They've literally not talked about it. That isn't, I guess that's not the point of the story. If you're vibing, you're vibing. No shame. Existing without hatred in my heart. Like the character in the book has, apparently. They don't hate each other anymore. They've agreed to be friends about 5% ago. So like that's progress. They agreed to be friends. And I think the 60% point, I think where I am right now is where there's probably going to be a shift. It's like I do think now is about when it's going to happen. I just 88 literally my brain. I was buddy reading the book with Michelle, and we both were like texting each other being like, are we like, this is a joke, right? Like that it took this long. No, it was objectively not a bad book either. Like I was like, again, that was another like average book. Like it was a 3-star, not too bad, but or it started as 3 stars. Like it was just an average, but then by the time it got to, I was like, this is crazy now, because now you have 12% of the book to convince me that they like actually have any chemistry. Like no. Mr. Darcy and Elizabeth Bennet didn't get together until the end, but not everyone can do that like Austen. True. But also you felt more of the tension. I don't know. I feel like it was I can see some of the comparison there, even like as I'm thinking about that book. It is very different. Like it works with this story, and it did not work with the book, this one that I read. My job also lets me listen to audio while working, and I love that. I read 80 pages of Diary Brown at work this morning when I was a 4-hour shift. That's incredible. I also am able to listen to audiobooks sometimes in between things when I'm working. And it's the best being able to do that. The tension in Pride and Prejudice, like the tension is there. It's necessary. If you're going to have a slow burn, you have to have something that moves the story, that like moves the relationship into where it has to be semi-convincing. Otherwise, what's the point? I mean, halfway he proposes to Elizabeth. Yeah. Like it's case by case, but it sometimes just doesn't work. You have to have the right ingredients to make that kind of dynamic work. And it doesn't always, which is sad. Very sad. On that note, I do think I'm going to wrap up now. I'm getting very tired. I took my contacts out during the last sprint, but my eyes are still very tired. So I think we're going to start to wrap up. Prediction for your book is that her brother isn't going to like their dating. Here's the thing. I actually don't think he's going to care. I think the brother is going to be fine. I think the whole family is going to be fine with it, weirdly enough. Because I think the whole family is confused with why they hate each other in the first place. Or confused why she hates him. She hates him. He doesn't hate her. This whole time. I'm convinced. I don't know why. I don't know. I need to understand. I have this desperate need, despite only averagely liking the book. I have this desperate need to find out why everyone is acting like this. But I do think everyone's going to be fine with it. I don't know. It's really weird. The parents are very much like, yeah, go off, have a good time, girl. Like, it's something. Thanks for joining. Hope you have a great rest of your evening. It's late for you. Yeah, it's almost 11, which is like not. I've gone later, but I don't know. I've been getting tired earlier in the evening. I've also been waking up a lot earlier, so I think my sleep schedule has been changing a little bit. Yes, thank you for joining. Page 145 in Diary Bound. Incredible. I hope that you continue having a great time with this. Thank you for being here. And yes, tomorrow, this is a great reminder. Mel is hosting sprints tomorrow evening, starting at, I believe, the same time. So make sure to keep that in the back of your mind or on your schedule for tomorrow to join in for that. But thanks everyone for joining, and I will see you next time. Bye.